Yo, Bo, welcome to another episode of In the Life with MightyFan. We got a somewhat shorter vehicle vlog. I'm heading over to my mom's right now, so it's not going to be an overly long one. You know, I'm not going into the, city or anything like that. Of course, that's going to come on Black Friday, but just heading over there. Gonna message, I guess, video message with some family members and such. So, just a Saturday here, doing that stuff, gonna run some errands. So, figured on the way to my mom's, I will do a little vehicle vlog here for you. They're repaving this road, so fun. I guess just a couple odds and ends. I don't know. There's a new horror movie that I really have some hope for, and I want to see it. Don't know if I'll see it this weekend or next. I'll probably see it next weekend, and I don't think I'm going to get to it this weekend, but we'll see. But it's called Thanksgiving, and it's kind of in that vein of like a holiday horror movie, like a Halloween. Like, based off the trailers, it does kind of resemble like a Halloween version for Thanksgiving. Very, I'm sure a lot of it's probably formulaic, killer in a mask going around killing, teenagers and whatnot. But it looks like, based off what I've seen, the trailers, it looks really good. And one of the things that I've had a problem with movies in the last, 5-10 years is everything is a sequel, everything is a redo, and some of it's been really good. I mean, I like the first Halloween when they revamped it. The next two I thought left, some to be desired. The third one certainly did. I really like Ghostbusters Afterlife. I even like the new Indiana Jones movie that came out this year. But I think a lot of it is, okay, we're going to take a concept from a time gone by. We're going to revamp it to today's standards. We're going to bring it back, right? Everything's nostalgia. You're going to get those nostalgia vibes. And I don't mind that, right? Like, some things I think it really works. Some things I think when they try to do it, it's like maybe you should have just let it play. It went away for a reason, right? Or everything's a sequel. Everything's a sequel to something, right? Now, they obviously, look, they get my money. I go every time a new Fast and Furious movie comes out. I go and see it because I'm still entertained by that, right? So, family can continue for however long it's going to continue for. But sometimes I get a bit disenchanted because you see all these movies and it's either like it's based off of this or that, it's a sequel or it's a revamp. And I'd like to see something new and different. And I'm not one of those people that likes, I'm not a big romance movie guy, the rom-com, that kind of stuff. I like action and horror. Like, those are my two favorite genres. And I'll watch animated. I like the animated stuff too. I like comedy. But it's like, I'd want to see something. And I know it's hard because it's just hard. So much has already been done. So it's hard to find something that's just new and unique. And even some of the movies that I have had some of the all-time great movie experiences with back in the day, like when I saw Jurassic Park in the movie theater back in the day, I was just blown away by it, and at that time, that's when the surround sound just started in movie theaters, the Dolby surround sound. It was just, I was blown away by that movie, and Independence Day too. I just thought they were just so new and unique in the concepts and everything, but then when you look back at history, these are things that have been done. There's been, dinosaur movies, not like a Jurassic Park, but there's been dinosaurs before. There's been aliens, obviously, before in movies. This was just something a little different. But there's been movies like that, sci-fi movies and such. But that's just kind of put it on its axis and went in a whole nother direction, right? It kind of opened the doors to other things that were similar to come out. Obviously, like, the original Halloween for me is still a favorite. But that is, that like, when you see all these other holiday horror movies, like, Halloween just stands on its own. Like, you can't make this is better. To me, Halloween's the granddaddy of them all. It kind of started the genre. There may have been other horror movies based around holidays before, but nothing that really took it by the jugulars, and said, this is it. To the point that was the name of the movie, was Halloween. They were naming the movie for the holiday. They could have called it something else. They could have called it the Boogeyman. They could have called it, Michael Myers or whatever. They called it Halloween because that's what it revolved around. And there's been other movies that kind of did that in a vein, right? Obviously, the Leprechaun series for St. Patrick's Day. To me, one of my favorite holiday horror movies, and some people might think of it like, is it horror, is it comedy? It's kind of both, but it's Gremlins. Gremlins, to me, is still one of the best holiday horror movies, like holiday time. It kind of stands on its own to me. And there's been a lot of different holiday horror movies, with Killer Santa Clauses or Mrs. Claus or what have you, right? Frosty, Killer Snowman, different stuff like that. There was a movie done somewhat recently that I thought was really nice and well done, and I kind of want to see more of that kind of thing. It was Krampus. And then there was a movie that came out last year. I wouldn't really call it a horror movie, and I'm blanking on the name of it. I almost want to say Sleigh Bells or something like that. It was, I always forget his name. The actor plays Hopper on Stranger Things. He played the Santa Claus, but it was a different kind of Santa Claus. Like, they took like the different themes of the holidays, and they made it into kind of this action adventure. Santa Claus is almost like a superhero type of character. I thought that was really cool. And I kind of wish that they would expand on that. There'd be other movies, in that series, if it's going to be a series. But I thought that was cool because it was something different. I mean, it was ideas and concepts that you saw before, but it was still something completely different, and that's what I liked about that movie. And I apologize, I'm forgetting the name of it. Very good. I would recommend seeing it, though. I think it came out last year. I saw it in the theater. You can see it on Amazon now. I want to say it was called like Sleigh Bells or something like that, but the main actor's the actor. I always forget his name. He played Hopper in Stranger Things. It's that guy. You see him in a ton of stuff, but he was the Santa Claus in that movie, like an action hero Santa Claus. And to me today, and I know people kind of split hairs about it, one of my all-time favorite holiday movies, and I will still call it a holiday movie because it is based around the holidays, is Die Hard. To me, it just doesn't get much better. There's been other action movies based around the holidays. Nothing compares. It's like Halloween. When you think of Halloween, the original from '78, that with all the other horror holiday concept movies, they're all here, and Halloween will always still be on its own pedestal, right? When I think of holiday action movies, everything else is here. The original Die Hard is still at the top. That's its own pedestal type of thing, right? It gets reserved for that for me. But I'd love to see a new kind of, I don't want to say Die Hard, but an action movie based around the holidays with some new concepts and everything. I would love to see that. So I have some hope here for this movie called Thanksgiving, and I think it's kind of cool. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of nods to Halloween. I mean, to the fact that they're naming the movie after the holiday and not after whatever the killer is, or the family, or the people, or the town, whatever, right? I think it's cool they actually called the movie the actual holiday. So obviously that's an homage to Halloween. I mean, that's, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out, right? And I'm sure that whoever wrote this movie or thought of the concept probably had Halloween in mind, because obviously it's a movie that's based around a holiday, and there's a murderous person out there killing people wearing a mask, in this case a pilgrim costume, and and we're going to base it around a holiday, and actually the holiday that comes right after Halloween. So there's a lot there, I know. But I do have hope for this one, and I have to see it, and I have to kind of judge it after I see it. But based off what I see in the trailers, I think it's something that looks a little different. I don't know if I want to say unique, because you've seen all these, the gory ways of killing people. It's been done to death. It's hard to come up with something new. I would hate it if I was a writer and I had to try to write a horror movie in different ways of killing people. Everything's been done. It's like, if you haven't already seen it, Saw's probably done it in one of their movies, or, it's hard. So I give a lot of credit to some of these movies if I see it, and I still get very entertained with the kill scenes, because I've seen so many different kill scenes in my life, right? There's been thousands and thousands of horror movies, and in particular the movies from the 70s, the late 70s, I would say more maybe into the 80s to today, where you have just over-the-top gore, over-the-top kills, right? It's hard to find something that's going to be different. That's what I really liked about the original concept for Final Destination, because it was just everyday objects. It was everyday. You weren't safe anywhere. It didn't matter, right? And I really dug that concept, and I think they went a little over as the movies went on. Like with any series, eventually it's going to get kind of tired out and over the top. And all right, we've kind of seen this, but I really like the original. I think like the original 2 or 3 Final Destination movies, when you see that opening sequence of the kill scenes and how it all kind of starts. That basically the person has the vision of this is what's going to happen. It's so unique. And horror movies are very formulaic. What works in one, people try to do in about like a billion other ones, right? But I don't know. I mean, Thanksgiving to me is a movie based off the trailers that I've seen. I've seen these kind of movies, but at the same time, I think it's a little bit of a fresh concept, and I like what I saw out of those trailers. And I know the trailer, it's hard to base it on, because sometimes you see the best parts. But I kind of like what they're doing with the story. I think it's kind of cool. They're doing some sort of historical thing, and okay, here it is, and all right, now it all begins, right? And I think there's been movies that have done that before. I'm not saying it hasn't, but I like the way the trailer, I kind of like it's almost like I haven't seen the movie, but I believe I already like the flow of it, I think the cinematography looks really good. I think the kill scenes, obviously we've seen a lot of kill scenes like this, but I think the look of it looks good. I like the outfit of the killer. I think that's kind of cool. The pilgrim guy, as a leaf comes onto the window. Oh no, the leaf! Oh, they should make a movie about horror leaves killing people. The Leaves. So I have hope for it. There hasn't been a lot of horror movies based around Thanksgiving. There was that one, what was it, Thanksgiving, with the killer turkey. I think it was done by the same group of people that did the Toxic Avenger movies. I saw it. My boss is a fan. His friends are fans. So I saw it one year at their place, at his house. And I thought it was, it's more of like comedy kind of. It's a horror movie, but it's like a comedy horror movie. Like, you can't take it really serious. I thought it was interesting. I didn't hate it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I got some laughs out of it. I thought it was cool. It was like the first horror movie based around Thanksgiving that I ever saw. So that was different. But this one kind of, okay, it's more of that serious tinge to it. And we're going to take Thanksgiving and we're going to make a horror movie based around Thanksgiving, and that's, to me, it's cool. It's something that hasn't been done too much. There's been a lot, like I said, there's been a lot of holiday ones. There's been, I think there was one for Easter with like a killer Easter bunny or something like that. There's been, every holiday has something. I don't know, even Earth Day might have something with a bunch of, people who really like recycling that kill people who don't. I don't know. But what I know is that I have hope for this movie, and I look forward to seeing it, and I'll give you my review of it. I'm not going to do spoilers. I don't like doing spoilers. I try to stay away from spoilers. But when I see it, I want to at least give you my honest opinion whether I liked it or not. I have hope for it. I have hope for it as a good, what could possibly turn into a series. And I know as it goes into the series over time, it's probably going to get a little redundant. And, okay, well, how much more can we do with this, right? But we'll see. I also hear that there's this, I forget the name of it, a new company that has the rights to Michael Myers now, to that entity, and they're going to try to do something that, from what I hear, is not going to be a revamp. It's going to be something totally new, which I think is cool. And I really liked that first, when they did that, the last 3 Halloween movies, the first one. And yes, it brought back characters, and it brought back the old feels, but I loved how they did it. I loved how that movie flowed. And I think they should have just ended it right there. They didn't need to do the other 2. But they signed up for 3, and by the 3rd one, it was like, okay, well, what else are we going to do? Okay, let's try this. And like I said when I did my review for that movie, if they would have just done something completely different and not put Michael in it at all, I think it would have been okay. I kind of liked what they were doing. I didn't like the fact that they intermixed it with Michael and the Strode family. They could have done something different. But I know, well, then you can't call it Halloween. Well, maybe not, but you could do something where what Halloween 3 was supposed to be, and it was supposed to just do a different horror movie every year of a different concept, but they were going to keep Halloween in the name, and that was the mistake. If they would have just taken Halloween out of the name and just called it Season of the Witch, I think a lot of the Halloween heads would have had a big issue with it. But because the name Halloween's in it, to the fact that the music is done by John Carpenter, but also you have the scene in there with him, right? Being tied up in the chair, being forced to watch the original Halloween on TV. Maybe that was supposed to be an ode to Halloween or what, I don't know. But that's the problem people have with that movie, and that's the problem that I had with the 3rd of the Halloween latest series, because I think on its own that character would have been okay, and I think the ideas would have been okay, but just don't intermix him with Michael. It's like that movie could have came out on its own, and then you hit us with the 3rd Halloween movie, and and that character's not in it. It's another entity, but here comes Michael again, and we're gonna finish it properly, right? Not the way they finished it, which was just, it was god awful. It just left a sour taste. And I'm a Halloween fan. Michael Myers is my favorite, all-time villain. So for me, just how they chose to end it was just I just thought very distasteful. So it is what it is. But I kind of look forward to seeing if it's a completely new revamp thing where we're doing away with the whole backstory, because everyone knows the backstory by now. The Strodes and everything. Everyone knows, right? So let's do something completely different with Michael. And it's almost like what they were trying, maybe in a small little way, in Halloween 4 and 5, where you introduced the niece, right? And now it's another family member that he's going after. But we've seen family members, so I don't know, maybe it's someone else this time, I don't know, or maybe he's just terrorizing the town, I don't know. But I'd like to see them kind of get away from what's been done and do something different, but you still have the vibes of Michael Myers, you still have all that, what is Michael Myers is still Michael Myers, So I kind of look forward to seeing what they do with it. I heard that, there was rumors there was going to be a series, and that's apparently not going to happen. I'm okay with that. Although I do think that there's a lot of streaming platforms that do amazing jobs with series, and you can do more in series on a streaming platform than you can do on regular TV. So I think it would have been interesting if they would have done a series. How far would they have gone? I think that would have been kind of interesting to have something like that. Now, from what I hear, the series was going to be like more of the vein of Season of the Witch, where maybe it was a different horror thing and whatever different episode was a different horror thing. Okay, but I still kind of would have had interest to see, or the series rather would have revolved around that Season of the Witch idea, which I think would have been cool if they would have revamped that and done a series out of it and just kept Michael out of it like the Halloween 3 was. I would have been kind of interested. In a way, I kind of hope that still happens, because I do like that movie. A lot of Halloween heads kind of bash it. I'm not one of them. I like that movie. I think it stands alone on itself. I'm able to look at the name and, okay, maybe Halloween shouldn't be in the name, but as a horror movie, I think it was a very well done horror movie, and I can look past the name. And I do love that in the more recent Halloween, they brought back the Silver Shamrock mask on some trick-or-treaters. I thought that was a very clever nod to the Halloween 3. Anyway, Thanksgiving, I look forward to seeing the movie. I have hope for it. It is something that's been done. I'm not going to go into it saying, oh, this is completely new and unique. But just based off the trailers, I do see something that I haven't seen a lot of, at least in recent years with these horror movies, right? Now, I've yet to watch Terrifier. Terrifier is one of those that people that put up there on a pedestal say, yeah, it's one of the great modern horror movies with a modern character, with a clown character. And I must admit, I haven't watched it yet. Everything I've heard of it's very, very, very over-the-top gore. So it should be interesting. I'll probably get around to watching it eventually. I know there's a third one coming out, holiday-themed one this year. I know that actor who played the clown. There's a movie that I actually want to see. It's on my list for Amazon, for Prime, for the video, where that same actor who plays the clown in the Terrifier movies plays the Grinch, and it's like it's like a horror holiday movie based off the Grinch. And the Grinch is killing people. So I actually look forward to seeing that one. I'm like, yeah, if there was a holiday horror character who would go around, it might be the Grinch. It might be. So that kind of makes sense, even though he wasn't really trying to kill all the Who's in Whoville. If he probably wanted to, he probably could have, but so I do look forward to seeing that. That is on my watch list. I forget what it's called. I don't think it's called The Grinch. It's something something along those lines. But the same actor, like I said, who plays that clown in Terrifier, plays the Grinch in this movie. The makeup is just amazing. Yeah, move over Jim Carrey, right? Aside from that, oh, and by the way, yeah, like I said before about Die Hard being one of my favorite, it is probably, I would probably have to say, my favorite action movie ever. And I just looked at it as something just completely... And the thing that amazes me about Die Hard is it came out in that time where everything was action, right? You had Arnold in his prime, Sylvester in his prime doing their stuff, and along comes Die Hard, and it just knocked everything for a loop. It really did. I love that movie. That's a movie I could watch 1,000 times and still be entertained. And obviously, like anything else, then what they did with the series, it just got a little way overdone, over the top, whatever. Although I kind of hope another one comes out at some point. But to the point that you see actors in that movie and you see them in other things, like the actor who played, I forget, the actor who played Theo, who was one of Hans's minions, basically, the computer guy with the glasses. The same actor plays in the original old Walker series, the Walker Texas Ranger. He plays Ranger Trevette. And every time I see him in Walker, and I've watched that series, every time he comes up, and he's doing some badass thing, right? He held his own with Chuck, next to Chuck. I guess he does a lot of martial arts stuff, right? So I'm just watching it. Every time I see him, I get, yeah, but you get knocked out by Argyle. Argyle knocks you out, And he's coming off as this badass ranger. I'm like, yeah, but you got knocked out by Argyle. The limo guy got you. He got you with a one piece, and that was it. He got knocked out by Argyle. It wasn't even Bruce. It was Argyle. All due respect to Argyle. But every time. And the funny thing to me is two of my all-time favorite movies. The same actors in both of them. The actor that plays Peck in Ghostbusters, and he's in Die Hard as Dick. He's in two of my all-time favorite movies. I just think it's pretty, as a bit character, but he's in both of them. That same actor. So shout out to him. I forget his name. But he is in two of my absolute favorites. The original Ghostbusters and the original the first couple Die Hards he's in. He gets the restraining order from McLean's wife, and then she still gets him at the end with the taser. So we are here. I mean, there's some other stuff I wanted to talk about, but as usually I get kind of long-winded on one subject, and that's pretty much it. I do look forward to like I said, to seeing that movie Thanksgiving. I look forward to the actual holiday Thanksgiving too. I'll be seeing some family. I'm actually heading over to my boss's place on Thanksgiving. I did it last year. I'm doing it again this year. And my dad's coming with me this year. And I'm going to see my mom, too, around the holiday. And so I look forward to that. I look forward to a few days. Although it doesn't feel like days off, because you're doing a lot of different stuff, right? Thanksgiving, doing stuff, and then obviously Black Friday. So my idea for Black Friday is I'm going to go to the Clubhouse store at Scissors Bank Park because they're doing 50% off. And then after that, I'll probably head over to Mitchell. I don't know what the deal is. If I were to take a guess, I'd say 40% because the website did a VIP 40% this week. Now they're doing 30% now, but the store didn't do 40%. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe they'll give us 40% on Black Friday. But I don't know what the exclusions are going to be. The exclusion for the 40% off for the website deal was the NBA. All of NBA stuff was not on sale, and that kind of sucked. It kind of sucked, but, I probably wouldn't have gone ham anyhow on it. The only thing I picked up, I wanted this jacket. I got the Mighty Ducks jacket, which looks like something right out of the 90s, like a starter jacket. I love this one jacket. I just love the look of it, and I love that, as we know, the Jason Duck logo. So big on the back of it, big logo on the back. It has the logo on the front, too. And so I look forward to that. But yeah, none of the NBA, and they also put a lot of stuff as they usually do. Mitchell & Ness is very tricky. They usually put like stuff. You always know when a big sale's coming because they'll move stuff that's been around for a while to the new release section. So they did it with the Blue Line collection hockey jerseys. They moved a bunch of them to the new release section, so they weren't part of the deal, which was disappointing. Those jerseys have been out for over a year now, some of them. Like, just put them on, have them as part of the deal, right? So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to go after, if much at all, on Black Friday at the store. I know people have panned them to no end, but I still have interest in that Nathan McKinnon rookie, the Blueberry Avalanche Blue Line Collection jersey, if that's available in my size. I still haven't even tried one of those jerseys on, so I still don't know exactly if my size would be 1X or 2X. It's weird with hockey jerseys because of the long sleeves. So I know what my size is for the breakaway for the Fanatics. It's XL. And the odd thing about that is for Adidas, the Authentics is like 2X. So the XL fits me in the replica version, and the 2X fits me better in the Authentic. But it is what it is. So I do, I if anything else, I kind of want to walk away with that, but we'll see. I mean, if they kind of do the same thing the site did and said those are excluded, all right, then I'll have to find something else. But I'm not really looking at grabbing a lot, just a couple things here and there, and also I know it's been talked about the new Carolina Hurricanes Hartford Whalers jersey, which is the white jersey based off that jersey from, like, I guess the 70s, 80s era. That looks spectacular. I really like the look of that. So maybe a Fanatics branded. I don't know for sure if I'll get an Authentic in that. We'll see. But I do hope to at least grab a Fanatics branded in it. If anything else, at some point, I don't know when. There's just a lot going on right now, and I really can't commit to certain things. So I have some guests coming over after the Thanksgiving time. One of my buddies from the FHS community from California. It's not Res or Bay Area, but they'll be happy to know that I'm hosting two guys from California here. The one guy is a 49er fan, and his cousin's an Eagles fan. So I'm not going to the game. I don't have tickets for that game against the 49ers, but they're coming down for that game. They have tickets, and I told them, I said, don't worry about a hotel. Just stay at my place, Don't spend that extra money. You can get to the game easy from my place, and we can have some fun. We go out, do some stuff, because they wanted to get together anyhow, and I'm like, no, just stay over. I said there's a lot of racks jerseys, but we'll find some sort of spot. I have a blow up mattress and futon, so we'll figure it out. So they're coming the week after Thanksgiving, and so they're going to be here for a few days, and then they're going to the game. We're going to a Flyers Penguins game. I think one of their buddies from Pittsburgh's coming for that. So I'm like, I'm already hosting a Niner fan. Now a Penguin fan is coming. At least there's no Dallas fans coming. At least. I'm like, what's next? Is it going to be like a, I don't know, a Celtic fan? Or is there a Celtic fan coming too? Is there any? But, it should be a lot of fun. So that's going to be happening. And then the holidays, so obviously gift buying and such. So, extra funds for other stuff's just going to have to wait probably for the most part. I do hope to get a couple things on Black Friday, but other than that, I probably won't have a lot of pickups from now until next year probably. But the Ducks jacket, the Mighty Ducks jacket that was ordered, that will be coming. And I did get in the mail, I have yet to show it, the City Edition Steph Curry. That came. But other than that, yeah. Anyhow, I could go on and on and on. I'm going to stop now. But I thank you all for tuning in here. About a little over a half hour of vehicle vlogging from MightyFan. What do you always got to do, right? You got to leave those likes. Like, right? Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell icon so you're notified to all future content from yours truly. There will be much more to come. Even though the pickups might be a little sparse here and there. But there's always going to be content. I do have to do some other stuff I've been putting on the back burner, so hopefully I'll start getting to that as the weeks go on here, and what have you. So I will see you all in the next one. You all take care and have a happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to seeing that Thanksgiving movie and then having a happy, well, unlike in the movie, having a happy Thanksgiving. So you all take care, have fun with loved ones, and be safe out there. Be safe on the roads, and easy with the tryptophan. All right, everyone. You all take care.